Welcome to Mojo Plays, and today we'll be going over our picks for the 10 best and rarest weapons in Breath of the Wild. For this list, we'll be examining some of the most powerful and/or uncommon weapons in The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. If there's a hard-to-find weapon you couldn't find on our list, reveal its power to us in the comments. Before we begin, we publish new content all week long, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. Ancient Weapons. Ancient weapons in general are not as common as most other weapons. They're only obtained by defeating Guardians, the magical technological sentinels left scattered throughout Hyrule, or else by trading in their parts to craft some of the stronger ones. While not every ancient weapon is powerful, they do tend to be more durable than most, which is a plus when everything seems to break after a few swings. Plus, they all light up like lightsabers when you draw them, which is just plain awesome. Now, if only we could use those Guardian lasers for ourselves. Elemental weapons. Also known as magic gear, elemental weapons are each imbued with a type of elemental energy. There are 3 varieties: thunder, frost, and flame. Thunder weapons will paralyze enemies temporarily, flame weapons set them on fire, while also granting a degree of protection from the cold when equipped. Similarly, frost weapons freeze enemies and protect you from the heat. While not particularly strong, elemental weapons are at least better than weapons of comparable strength, since their secondary effects do more damage, leave enemies open, or else make traversing environments easier. You'll definitely need at least one in your arsenal. Savage Lynel Sword. Lynels are some of the toughest enemies in Breath of the Wild. These huge centaur creatures are like mini-bosses, and they hit like a truck with whatever weapon they're wielding. And as the game goes on, they get stronger, and so do their weapons. The strongest one-handed sword they can use is the Savage Lynel Sword, which is one of the best single-hand swords in the game. It doesn't have any special properties, aside from looking incredibly cool, with a wicked curved design reminiscent of an axe. It does plenty of damage though, and looks good doing it, just like Link. Edge of Duality. A mighty two-handed sword, the Edge of Duality is a Sheikah blade, marked with the characteristic eye symbol. Sadly, it's not imbued with any Sheikah tech. One of the strongest two-handers in the game, this sword is also one of the rarer ones. It can only be found in Hyrule Castle and the Gerudo Highlands, neither of which is a casual trip. But if you make the trek, the Edge of Duality will be well worth it if you get your hands on one. A few swings of this will make short work of most foes. Savage Lynel Bow. As we said before, Lynel weapons crush most of the competition, and arguably the best bow in the game is the Savage Lynel Bow. Although individual shots are weaker than some other bows, it makes up for it due to one simple fact: it fires multiple arrows. At no additional depletion of your arrow supply, the Savage Lynel Bow fires 3 arrows at a time. It's like the bow equivalent of a shotgun, only with much better range. Some rare versions even fire 5 arrows at once. Hitting an enemy with all at once essentially does twice the damage as the next strongest bow. So, why wouldn't you use it? Ancient Battle Axe ++. Yes, we've already discussed ancient weapons as a whole, but this one specifically stands out, both for its strength and its scarcity. Ancient battle axes ++ are only found in the major test of strength shrines. Wielded by the strongest variations of the Guardian Scouts, attaining these powerful versions of the ancient battle axe can be challenging even with the best gear. Its strength is equal to the fully upgraded Master Sword, though it's far less durable and lacks its special effects. These axes still live up to the hype, ++. One-hit obliterator. A weapon obtained through the Champion's Ballad DLC, the one-hit obliterator is both the strongest and weakest weapon in the game. With a few exceptions, like the Taluses, a single hit from it will kill any enemy. However, as a trade-off, your own health is reduced such that you'll die in one hit as well. You can't gain health either, nor can you switch to other weapons. After a few uses, it needs recharging and its damage is reduced to 1 until it regains its strength. It takes a skilled player to wield the one-hit obliterator, and dying from an errant hit can be annoying. But the satisfaction from taking down strong enemies with one strike is worth a few game overs. Royal Guard's Claymore. The Royal Guard's Claymore's sleek appearance is reminiscent of the regular Royal Claymore, albeit, like the rest of the Royal Guard weapons, it's black. The Royal Guard weapons are a set of weaponry only found in Hyrule Castle. That certainly makes the Claymore uncommon, but it's also the strongest sword in the game by damage. Unfortunately, its durability is extremely poor. So, make those powerful hits count before it snaps like a twig. Like they say, the brightest lights shine for the shortest time, or in this sword's case, the darkest. Savage Lionel Crusher. Yet another Savage Lionel weapon, the Savage Lionel Crusher is a huge, horned club. Lionels can swing them around no problem, but Link will need both hands just to lift the thing. Its massive size is also an indicator of its power. The Savage Lionel Crusher is the single strongest weapon in the game that isn't situational, like the one-hit obliterator. Using one turns Link into a one-man wrecking crew, and any enemy that gets in your way is bound to go flying, or at least lose a lot of health. Master Sword. Yes, of course we saved the best for last. There's only one Master Sword, and it doesn't get rarer than that. It's also one of the strongest weapons in the game, doing double damage against Guardians while in dungeons and around Malice. The Master Sword is one of the only weapons that will never break, only needing to recharge. Plus, it can fire beams like in previous games. Oh, and the DLC includes quests that can lead to its power doubling. The Master Sword is a singular weapon and easily the best in Breath of the Wild.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, there's more where that came from.